It's time to cut the motherfucking music. It's time to cut the music. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. This is your boy BJ back with another live stream. I ain't never done 2 live streams this close together. Never. This is ridiculous. I was just live last night, and then I wake up to this mess. What's up, Mose? Is it Moez or Mose? Option 1 or option 2? Option 1, Moez. Option 2, Mose. Which one is it, man? Which one is it? Hey, man, thank you for tuning in, bro. Never seen you on here before, but I appreciate you coming in, showing some love, showing some love, showing some love, showing some love. Let's see here. Let's see. Hold on, guys. I'm doing about 5 different things right now. I'm coming. We're going to get to this shit. We're going to get to this shit. Because that's all this is some shit. This is all this is some shit. So, now I want to talk about, okay, first of all, let's read the article, okay? Let's read the article. All right, so it's Mo's word. Optio 11. I don't know what that means. Yes, first time. All right. So, Bloody Elbow writes and says, Khabib says he's on lockdown in Russia. UFC looking for a new opponent for Ferguson. How did I feel like this was going to happen? Before I get into this article, guys, let me tell you the first suspicious thing that happened that raised my attention. The first suspicious thing that happened, and I fucking should have made a video. I should have made a video. The first thing that led me to believe that this fight will not happen is Khabib flying back to Russia. I'm thinking to myself, why is Khabib flying back to Russia? He does all of his training camps. If I'm not mistaken, does he not do all of his training camps at AKA? Does Khabib not do all of his training camps at AKA? Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Mose, tell me if I'm wrong. What I say? Second option, Mose. All right. So, fuck what his father said. See, that's what pisses me off, man. Like, why would his father tell him to come back to Russia? Why would his father tell him to come back to Russia? Like, that doesn't make any sense, man. That doesn't make any sense. I guess it's because they thought they were going to have it in Abu Dhabi. But just in case they're not going to have it in Abu Dhabi, Khabib, because that was kind of shaky. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? You know, it wasn't solidified that the fight was going to be in Abu Dhabi. Like, that wasn't confirmed from Dana White that the fight was going to be in Abu Dhabi. But Khabib jumps the gun and takes off and goes to Russia, goes back to Dagestan, and where he now is stuck in Dagestan. Like, it's just like, fuck, man. Like, why wouldn't you just stay put? Why would you, but then again, he kind of couldn't stay put because they're banning gatherings in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? They're banning gatherings in the U.S. of more than a certain amount of people. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So let's read this article, y'all. Let's see. I'm trying to get my greenery rolled up here, y'all, so we can for sure have a good time. Let's go here. All right. So, wait a minute, y'all. Let's see. Mo. I forgot what I said it, man. I forgot how I said it, dog. But let's get this train rolling. All right. So, Bloody Elbow says Dana White has been so adamant, which he has. Dana White has been so fucking adamant on making sure that this fight happens. Like, this is a cursed fight. This fight is finally happening. So then Dana White, you have to give kudos to Dana White. Like, I don't give a lot of kudos to Dana White for a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because Dana White has told lies. Dana White has, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just been Dana White. He's a promoter. I mean, he's a top guy. And I've learned you can't always trust the top guys. You can't always trust the top guys, but yeah, man, I know, Moaz. Dana White has been so adamant about pushing through with UFC 249. It seems like the main event bout between Khabib and Tony Ferguson will be falling apart for the fifth time, not the sixth time, the fifth time. All right, let's see. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep reading. I put this up here so you guys can read this. I put this up here so you guys could read this along with me because this is my first time reading this article. I've never read this article before. Never read this article. I just saw the headlines and said, hey, I'm going to do a live stream and get a live reaction. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So here we go. Let's continue on here. The cross-border travel ban has already been put in place in Russia due to the coronavirus. Did Khabib know this before he went to Russia? That's what I want to know. Because a lot of people are saying, because fighters are coming up with creative ways to duck fights nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are saying, Khabib knew that once he went in, he couldn't come out. But how did he get in? That's my question is, if he flew back to Dagestan, or is the travel ban only if you're a citizen, like if you belong to that country, then you can travel home? Is that correct, or am I just thinking that? Have I heard that? I think I've heard that. But I'm not. Don't quote me on anything, y'all. But I'm pretty sure that if you're a citizen somewhere, that's the only way that you can come in. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I was right on that. I don't want to misquote. I don't want to be accused of spreading fake news. Guys, I'm trying to bring it to you 100% as I see it. Oh, God, let me lick my wrap here. Oh, yeah. It's getting ready to go down. When I light up, it's getting ready to go down. All right. So, here we go. But Khabib has now revealed he is needed in Russia. He is indeed. I was about to say, what the fuck? He is indeed in Russia at the moment, specifically his hometown of Dagestan. Okay, so he's in Dagestan. We know he's in Dagestan. With the UFC lightweight champion. Hold on. All right. With the UFC lightweight champion currently on lockdown, it would make it extremely unlikely for him to compete at UFC 249 on April 18th. Khabib opened up on all this uncertainty he's been facing on a recent Instagram live. I should have pulled up that Instagram. And we could have sat and listened to Khabib. Should I pull the Instagram up? Should I pull up the Instagram live and we sit and listen to Khabib? I think we should. I think I should. I'm gonna try to do that, y'all, without it fucking up my stream. Okay, so here we go. According to the undefeated champion, he left the U.S. and flew to UAE thinking that's where UFC 249 will happen. But it wasn't confirmed. It wasn't confirmed, Khabib. No. That's when you messed up. Okay. He left the U.S. and flew to the United Arab Emirates thinking that's where UFC 249 will happen, only for the nation to also close their borders. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree with the video thing. I'm gonna try to get pulled up. Um, we were training. Hold on. See if I can find it. See if anyone's uploaded it on. I don't know what day it happened on, so I don't know. Anyways, let's get back to the article, guys. So, according to the undefeated champion, he's left the U.S. and flew to the UAE, thinking that's where UFC 249 will happen, only for the nation to close their borders. We were training in the AKA without any information regarding the fight. Okay, if you were training at AKA, if you were training and had no definite news on where this fight was going to be taking place at. then please, I need to know what made. I want to know. Hold on, man. I'm about to pull it up. I don't know what would make Khabib without solidifying, without knowing. I wonder what would make him jump on a plane and go like that. I wonder what would make him do. I wonder if it. I don't know, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that he would just go without confirmation because anything can change in the anything can change, especially regarding this fight. You know what I'm saying? And especially regarding this fight. Let's see if I can find Khabib's live. Is this it? Yeah, man, I can't find it. So somebody help me. Somebody help me, please. Okay, I didn't get the link, bro. If you send a link, I didn't get it. So anyway, we're training AK at the University regarding the fight and where it's going to happen, Khabib said, according to a translation from RT Sports. Then the UFC told us that the fight. Okay, so the UFC told Khabib that the fight was 100% gonna. Okay, now I'm glad I'm getting the meat of the story. So the UFC told Khabib that the fight was taking place in Abu Dhabi. All right. So then the UFC told us that the fight 100% isn't happening in the States. Okay, all right. So the UFC told us that the fight 100% isn't happening in the States, and they said that 99% that it would happen in the Emirates, Abu Dhabi. So after talking to the UFC, we decided to fly over to the Emirates a month before the fight. I don't remember the exact date. It was the 19th or the 20th. I'll have to check. When we landed in the Emirates, we learned that they are going to close borders and no one will be able to fly in without exceptions of residents. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. So we fly back to Russia. So we had to fly back to Russia. Currently, I am in Dagestan. I am training and preparing every day, although I don't know what I am preparing for because after we come to Russia, we also learn that the borders are going to be locked. Same as in the States. Same like in Europe, Emirates, everywhere. The whole world is in quarantine right now. Huh. Okay. White has claimed to have 4 to 5 locations in mind for UFC 249, but there seems to have been a breakdown in communication between Khabib and the promotion. The lightweight champ says he is still training, even if he's unlikely to be fighting on the card. But he's also revealed that he was hearing about the UFC's plans. That he wait a minute. But he also revealed what he was hearing about the UFC's plans moving forward. According to Khabib, instead of postponing the entire show, the UFC, unsurprisingly, wants to continue on without his involvement. This is crazy. This is crazy for Tony Ferguson. This is crazy for Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson deserves to fight Khabib. Tony Ferguson has earned the right to fight Khabib. Who the fuck are they going to put in front of Tony Ferguson? Conor McGregor? Who the fuck are they going to put in front of Tony Ferguson? Like, what else is there to be put in front of Tony Ferguson? Nobody else should be put in front of Tony Ferguson. This fight should happen. This fight, I mean, the UFC should have known what. I mean, the UFC always claims to be on top of things when they do stuff. They should have known, you know what I'm saying, that this was a possibility that could happen, that these borders could get locked down like this. You know what I'm saying? The closer that we got to this event. I mean, this is the wildest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I really don't understand how the miscommunication between a um, multi-million dollar organization like the UFC can miscommunicate with one of its champions, one of their champions, bro. I mean, this is crazy. This is one of their champions. And the miscommunication was so bad that you got your champion flying halfway across the world on shaky news. You have your champion flying halfway across the world on shaky news. Is this the truth? Like, am I saying this wrong? If somebody please let me know that if I'm saying this shit wrong. Because if I'm saying this shit wrong, I will end this live video. All right, so let's keep reading, guys. This is like Khabib say, this is number one bullshit. And no, I do not believe that Khabib. I not for 1 minute do I believe that Khabib Nurmagomedov is running from Tony Ferguson. That absolutely no. That theory is ridiculous. I really believe that this fight has a dark cloud over it. I mean, look at what happened last time. They were supposed to fight. Tony Ferguson trips over a wire. He trips over a wire and shreds his ACL. This is a freak. This is a freak accident because this is a freak fight. This is a freak fight. So you have freak accidents happen. And now, when it's time to make the fight again, a world pandemic breaks out. A worldwide pandemic breaks out. This is crazy. This fight is not supposed to happen, guys. We have to learn to accept that this fight is not supposed to happen. There's been so many fights in history that we've wanted to see that never happened. Like everybody wanted to see Gina Carano versus Ronda Rousey. That fight will never happen. This fight will never happen. I don't think it'll happen. I'm hopeful that it'll happen. I'm for sure. I'm very hopeful that this fight happens. I am hopeful. I pray to the MMA gods. You know, I do. I pray to the MMA guys that by some sort of alignment of the stars, you know what I'm saying, that we can get Khabib versus Tony. Let's keep rolling. And this is horrible for the UFC. This is horrible for the. You know how much money, how many pay-per-views that this fight can bring. This fight, this fight is huge for MMA as a sport across all promotions. Everybody's going to be watching this fight. From big promotions to small promotions, everybody's going to be watching this fight. This fight right here. You know, Anderson Silva and GSP. Yeah, times two. It's worse than Anderson Silva GSP. This is potential. Well, that would have potentially been the biggest fight too. But okay, let's look and see what the comments say. Mr. Moaz says Khabib said he was isolated training and didn't hear anything about the fight. I totally agree. And oh yeah, man. All right, guys. So I'm gonna talk. Y'all know how I talk when I get to smoking. So let's continue on with the article. According to so now I'm hearing they're looking to organize it with or without me. Okay, go ahead. Everyone should follow the laws. I am not against it. I know fighters need to feed their families and pay their bills. I know how hard it is for the fighter. Unless they fight, they aren't getting any money. I am even hearing that they are looking for an opponent for Tony because he is in the States and I am here in Russia. But I'm not here on my own will. The UFC told me that this fight 100% isn't happening in the USA. In the USA. Now, if the UFC told him that, knowing that that wasn't a 100% solid statement that they made, then that's fucked up on the UFC's part. That's really fucked up on the UFC's part. If they told them that this fight was 100% not happening in the States, and then Khabib left the States, and now it has to happen in the States. If they weren't 100% sure about that, they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have. That's a bad business move. That was a bad business move. Bad business move. Moaz, do me a favor, man. Share this video. Share this video, bro. Share this video. Let's get some more people in here talking. I know it's early over here. It's early in the morning. I know a lot of people aren't up, but share this video for your boy. Show some support. I appreciate it, Moaz. Shout out to Moaz. Up with your boy. I don't know what time it is where you are, but over here, man, it is not even 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so the UFC told me that this fight 100% isn't happening in the USA. Even if it's not happening in the Emirates, it will happen on this side of the Atlantic Ocean. We discussed everything with the UFC. By that time, I already spent 5 weeks of hard training at AKA. So he was training at AKA. Okay. Now I don't really know what's going on. It's really hard to train and cut your weight when the whole world is locked down and you don't know what you're preparing for. But it's not the first time I faced obstacles in my career. Khabib versus Ferguson has been booked 5 times. Oh, this is number 6. Has been booked. No, this is number 5. Has been booked 5 times already. And looks like it's still not going to happen. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, thank you, Moaz. You got it, man. All over my Discord, but all my friends are sleeping. I got you, man. Appreciate it, dog. Thank you very much. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure. But guys, it looks like this fight is not happening. And see, and really, the first thing that was kind of sketchy for me is when they first announced this fight, and it was like 4 months ago. I was like, ooh, that's kind of far. Like that's kind of far out. You know what I'm saying? They announced this fight like January. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ooh, that's kind of far. I don't know, man. This fight is cursed, man. The MMA gods do not want this fight to happen. They do not want this fight to happen. This fight is not gonna. I mean, we're gonna miss I mean, you have more than just that fight coming up, guys. You have Andrade Namajunas too. I mean, you got Ngannou Rousenstra, Woodley, Leon Edwards. You got I mean, you just got so many things going on, man. Like you just got so many upcoming fights that need to be happening. You know what I'm saying? They're not happening. Joanne Calderwood versus Valentina. I mean, let's see. Right, they prepare for each other so many times. There's no faith left in this fight, man. Let's see. Let's see here, guys. Hold on. This is the craziest shit. Yeah, they don't need that much time to prepare each other. They've been eyeing Tony Ferguson and Khabib have been eyeing each other for years now. I mean, for years now they've been preparing for. They've been watching each other and preparing for each other. Been watching each other and preparing for each other. Been watching each other and preparing for each other. Book the fight, not book the fight. Book the fight, not book the fight. Book the fight, not book the fight. Oh, yeah. 4 months is too much, man. This fight should have happened like last month. You know what I'm saying? This fight, I mean, earlier this month. This fight should have happened like March. You know, instead of all those fight night cards, man, it should have been the last card that happened before this whole shutdown should have been Khabib versus Tony. They should have made that fight happen 100%. They shoulda, coulda, woulda. If they don't forget about Ramadan. No, they don't forget about Ramadan. Oh no. No, 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 no. And Khabib said he will not fight during Ramadan. Khabib said it's now or never. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Khabib said it's now or never. He said it is now or never when it comes to this fight. You know, it's just it's just this is number one bullshit. This is number one bullshit. And what makes it so bad, guys? This is what makes it. This is what adds insult to injury. They're both healthy. Khabib and Tony are both healthy. They are both 100% healthy. They're healthy. No injuries, no freak accidents, no nothing. They're both healthy. I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe that I'm on this podcast actually saying that Khabib and Tony is not happening and they're both healthy. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. This was our biggest fear. All I can do is sit back, guys. That's all I can do is just sit back and just hit my joint. That's all I can do because and said, I just sat here and said, Khabib and Tony's not happening, and they're both healthy. This is so wild. This is so wild. Let's see what the comments say. My boy Mo asked. So now it's going to be Tony versus whoever for an interim title. Tony already got stripped. It's getting ready to turn into a shit show. This is a shit show. This is a shit show. This is a shit show. But my question is, I think Habib, I think that the UFC should have advised Khabib to stay in the United States in case they could have somehow made this shit happen in the States. It was going to be. I'm pretty sure it would have been easier to make this happen in the States than it would be halfway across the world. I feel like it would have been easier if Khabib had stayed in the States, and you know, I'm pretty sure somehow they could have made this fight happen. They could have done it. But no, Khabib, the UFC assures Khabib, oh yeah, Khabib, well, everything's going to be good. And Khabib takes off halfway around the world. Excuse me. Not halfway around the world, all the way around the damn world. The UFC is going to lose. The UFC is going to lose a lot of money on this. Nobody wants to see Tony Ferguson fight Conor McGregor. Nobody wants to see Tony Ferguson fight Justin Gaethje. Oh, well, I mean, that fight is pretty intriguing. But right now, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see. We don't want to see. We don't want to see Tony Ferguson fight anybody else except for Khabib. That's it. They put who did they put in front of him? Anthony Pettis in front of him. They put Donald Cerrone in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, who else does Tony Ferguson have to slaughter to get in there with where he needs to be? They put Kevin Lee in front of him. He beat up Kevin Lee. Let's look at this. Wrath of Raider. I say, fuck it. They need to fight on the street at this point. Wrath of Raider said, I say, fuck it. They need to fight on the street at this point. I agree. I have to agree. We want to see who wins the fight. Nobody. He's the number one contender. Yeah, he don't need to fight anybody. Tony Ferguson just need to sit back. Tony Ferguson need to sit back and need to wait. Like, make Ngannou Jairzinho Rozenstruik the main event. Make Tyron Woodley Leon Edwards the main event. Let's find another main event. Andrade Namajunas could definitely be a main event. Andrade Namajunas could be a main event. Let them take this card. Take Khabib and Tony off. Don't make Tony Ferguson. Don't take another notch out of Tony Ferguson's belt by making him fight somebody else. Because every time you fight, you leave a piece of yourself in there. Don't take another piece out of Tony Ferguson. Let Tony Ferguson be at his best. He is at his best right now. Tony Ferguson is at his best right now. You know what I'm saying? He's had a long prime. Tony Ferguson is still in his prime. He hadn't slowed down. Tony Ferguson hadn't slowed down. Let Tony Ferguson, don't let him take another fight and be that much less of himself going in there with Khabib. Don't rob Tony Ferguson of, let's not rob Tony Ferguson of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I pray to the MMA guys, listen, you have shitted on us enough. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment, guys, and let's say a prayer to the MMA guys, okay? Because at this point, we talk about the MMA guys, but we're not praying to the MMA guys. Real quick, MMA gods, can you please not allow Dana White to book Tony Ferguson in another fight until he fights? Guys, hold on. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. While I say this prayer, y'all, just while I say this prayer right quick. Let me see if I can get my video back up. Probably not. Nope, I can't. Well, guys, let's hope that they don't take another notch out of Tony Ferguson before he fights Khabib. Just let them both wait, and we'll make this fight at a later date. How about that? Okay. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, I mean, okay, let's look at these comments. Dana said he doesn't care and he wants to get it done because he knew if he didn't make it happen this time, It will never happen again. He wants the fight to get made and get it over with. Hey guys, hey, you never know. The UFC might could pull some shit out of their ass and get Khabib where he needs to be. Listen, Khabib is a massive fucking star. Khabib has star power in Dagestan. You heard it here first, y'all. You fucking heard it here first. You heard it here first. Okay? Khabib is a massive star in the small town of Dagestan. Small country of Dagestan. Okay? Khabib pulls a lot of weight. He carries this country on his shoulders. He represents this country very well. They're going to let Khabib go where he got to go. You watch and see. You guys, I'm telling you, watch and see. They're going to let Khabib go where he needs to go. They're working on it right now as we speak. They're working on it right now as we speak. Somewhere, somebody is gonna somebody in a high power in Russia is going to allow him to do what he needs to do to get the job done in this fight, and let him go where he needs to go to win to fight this fight. This fight is way too fucking important for it not to happen, guys. You know what I'm saying? Ah, sorry, guys, I'm back. I had to get my charger. But this fight, man, this fight has to happen, man. Like, I mean, it doesn't look good. I mean, if I have to give my honest opinion, right now, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for Habib versus Tony. I mean, it just doesn't, man. It just doesn't. It doesn't look good for Tony and Khabib, man. I mean, who would Tony? Are they? Do they not want the? I mean, man, it's so hard to say, man. I mean, you guys tell me, man. I mean, if somebody steps in to fight Tony Ferguson, who? Let's talk about that for a second, y'all. Let's talk about who. Who? Somebody from another weight class. I mean, who? Who would fight Tony Ferguson if he didn't? Conor can't make 155 that fast. You think Conor can make the weight that quick to go in there with Tony Ferguson? So you think Conor can make 155 in 18 days? No. Conor ain't making 155 that quick. So who? Justin Gaethje walks at 155. He doesn't even have to cut weight. I mean, so Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Dustin Poirier. I mean, who? I need to know. I need you guys to know. I need you guys to tell me. Yeah, it ain't gonna be Conor. It ain't gonna be Conor because Ireland closed down too. But who? Who can fight? Who can fight him? Who can fight Tony Ferguson? Tony Ferguson is the only person that can. I mean, yeah, Justin Gaethje. Yeah, I mean, he walks at 155. He's made that clear that he can fight anytime. Justin Gaethje don't cut no weight to get to 155. He's a natural 155er. Dominic Cruz can fight Tony. Ooh, oh, that's too far of a weight class apart, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if Dominic Cruz will fight. I don't know if Dominic Cruz will jump in there and fight. I don't know if Dominic Cruz can get in there with Tony Ferguson, man. I think the size discrepancy would be too much because Dominic Cruz is a bantamweight dude. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, dude. I mean, Max Holloway. I mean, I'm talking here. Well, I mean, Max is in Hawaii. I mean, y'all. I'm just talking. I'm just talking, y'all. I'm just talking. Okay, Max Holloway. I mean, Max fought for the interim belt at 155. You know what I'm saying? Tony Ferguson versus Max Holloway. What a way! what a way that if what a story if Max Holloway could go in here and defeat Tony Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking, y'all. Y'all listen. I'm just high and I'm talking. What if they call Max Holloway and Max Holloway's like, fuck yeah, it's not 145, it's fucking 155. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, if Max, dude, is that, Moaz, is that not a crazy theory? Is that not a crazy theory, bro? But it's not crazy for me to say that. Max Holloway could step in here and fight Tony Ferguson. That's the craziest thing I've ever thought of, dude. But it could happen. It could happen. At this point, they if Tony Ferguson, I hope that they don't put somebody in front of Tony Ferguson. I don't want them to put anyone in front of Tony Ferguson. But if they do, make it count. Don't do Conor McGregor. I don't want no Conor McGregor. Max Holloway would be a perfect candidate to step in and fight him at 155 pounds. Now, when we seen Max fight Dustin, you know what I'm saying? Dustin Poirier, man, is damn near a welterweight in there. You know, yeah, that is the craziest thing ever, Mose. I'm telling you, dude. You know what I'm saying? Max Holloway was way outsized in that fight. You know what I'm saying? But Dustin Poirier outsizes a lot of lightweights. He outsizes a lot of lightweights. Dustin Poirier is huge. He's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a big dude, and as he got older, he got bigger. You know, so he was outside. Got outdone by as far as power by Alexander Volkanovski. You know what I'm saying? He lost the belt to Volkanovski. But a fight with Tony Ferguson is a different fight for Max Holloway. That's a different type of fight for Max Holloway. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of fight that Max Holloway would excel in. That's the type of fight that Max Holloway likes. A striking match. A striking match. Tony Ferguson ain't, I mean, he's a good striker, but he ain't really knocking people. He not. I mean, he's got TKOs on his record, but Tony Ferguson is not a one punch knockout type of person. He's not like Dustin Poirier who can put the lights out. Alexander Volkanovski can put the lights out as well. You know what I'm saying? Max Holloway has good movement. His movement would be somewhat of an issue for Tony Ferguson because Tony Ferguson, his movement is usually the problem, but Max Holloway has really good footwork that could probably stand in there and hang in there with Tony Ferguson. So, you know what I'm saying? That's an intriguing matchup. That's a very intriguing matchup if Max Holloway ever considered going back to 155, or if Max Holloway was just like, fuck it, I want the money. You know what I'm saying? I'll get in there, fuck it, and I'll fight Tony Ferguson. Like that would be dope. That would be dope. That would be fucking dope if that shit happened. Man, Max Holloway versus Tony Ferguson. Oh my god, that fight! Imagine that's exactly what I'm saying. Imagine the pace of Max Holloway versus Tony Ferguson. That's just a theory, y'all. Now I just it's just that is just a theory. That is just a fucking theory. Just a theory. Um, yeah, but I don't think Hatfield. Nah, RDA. Nah, no, no, not RDA. No, not RDA. Not RDA, man. I would have been thinking like, yeah, I was gonna say Frankie Edgar, but no, not Frankie Edgar. Um, nah, I don't know, man. The only realistic thing that would be like, okay, we're giving up Khabib Tony, but this is what we're getting. The only people that the only fight that would really raise an eyebrow to me in no filter MMA's world, Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar was a lightweight champion. He was a lightweight champion, former champion. Got to give it to Frankie Edgar. Um, you know, but I wouldn't put him in there with Tony Ferguson. Um, but what I was saying, like, the only fight that would really be like, okay, would raise an eyebrow, at the MMA fans because we're not getting Khabib Tony. That's gonna suck. But if they could make, Ferguson Holloway, that would raise a lot of eyebrow. Like a lot of people would want to see Tony Ferguson versus Max Holloway. So if they make that shit, Brian Ortega versus Tony Ferguson, yeah, Raptor Raider, I don't think they're gonna get RDA off the couch, man. Ortega versus Ferguson, no, dude. Ortega would get fucked up in there with Tony Ferguson, unless it turns into a jiu-jitsu match, or if Brian Ortega could catch him like he caught Frankie Edgar, um, that would be Ortega's. It wouldn't be that competitive unless it goes, to the ground mostly. Brian Ortega has good boxing, but as we've seen in the Max Holloway fight, what I'm saying, that it's not enough, dude. When you in there with a polished striker, you got to do more than throw looping shots. You know what I'm saying? And Max Holloway kind of exposed them. Brian Ortega had really good striking. His striking has came a long way, man. Because Brian Ortega, I mean, if you think about it, if you go back and look at Brian Ortega's fights, Brian Ortega took a lot of damage in those fights, especially in that Clay Guida fight. You know what I'm saying? That Clay Guida fight, like, Brian Ortega took a lot of damage. He took a lot of damage, man. You know what I'm saying? He got pieced up a lot. And then but he was able to hang in there in that fight and come back and win that fight. But I don't think with Tony Ferguson, I think what Tony Ferguson would land on him would be too much for Brown. It would be like the Max fight. You know what I'm saying? But he's not. Tony Ferguson ain't gonna land like that on Max Holloway. You know what I'm saying? Max Holloway is arguably one of the best strikers in the featherweight division. Yeah, he did come back. Yeah, but Max Holloway broke him, dude. Max Holloway broke Tony Ferguson. We got to see how Tony Ferguson looks coming when he comes back out, because this ain't. This is a. We may see a different Max Holloway. We may see a different Brian Ortega, man. Brian Ortega wasn't the same. He wasn't the same. He may not be the same. Excuse me. He may not be the same after that fight, that Holloway fight. That was a rough fight for him, dude. That was a rough fight for him. But it looks like let's hope that I'm talking about all these different possibilities of what could happen, or what's going on, but let's hope that we still get UFC 249, guys. Let's hope that we still get Khabib versus Tony. I mean, let's really hope we get that fight. That's a fight. That is the fight, guys. That is the fight and whatnot. So, guys, I am done ranting. Raptor Raider, Moash, thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will definitely try to stay updated on this. I will be uploading videos. Oh, man. Great chat today, though. I mean, this sucks. This sucks that this is going the way that it's going. You know what I'm saying? That we can't get the real fight that we've all been waiting for. Like, this is the fight of the first quarter of 2020. This is what we were waiting on. Like, this is what every MMA fan has been waiting on for a long time, ever since both of their last fights. Okay, when Khabib won last, we said, all right, he's gotta fight Tony Ferguson. When Tony Ferguson won his last fight, okay, he's gotta fight Khabib. There's nobody else for Tony Ferguson to beat. You know what I'm saying? Tony Ferguson should have been fighting for the belt as soon as he was healthy again. As soon as he was healthy again, he should have been fighting for the belt back then. But no, the UFC put Anthony Pettis in front of him. They put Donald Cowboy Cerrone in front of him. I can't remember if they put somebody else in front of him. They put Kevin Lee in front of him. They put, it was Kevin Lee. Then they put Donald Cowboy Cerrone, and then Anthony Pettis. They put those three people hoping that somebody would beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tony Ferguson should have been fighting Khabib as soon as he was healthy again. That's the truth. But I'm not going to go into that. It is what it is. It happened how it happened. We have no choice but to sit here and deal with it, guys. So let's hope that this fight goes down and we can all see the fight that we want to see. We can all see the fight that we want to see. We can bust that MMA nut at least because that fight needs to happen. They've been edging us on that fight for a long time. For a long time, they've been edging us with that fight. So let's make it happen, y'all. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA, guys. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit that like button. Hit that dislike button. And if you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Stick around with your boy. It's only going to get better from here, guys. And I am out.